Hi everyone, it's Nancy, Paper Moon Tarot. Welcome. And I wanted to do a VR on the 10 indie decks that you would keep if you could only keep 10 of them. And I'll put information below with the link to the creators of this tag. And it's impossible to do this because, every week, every month, the decks you'd want to keep change. You get new decks, whatever. But I'm going to give you the ones that I would keep now. So I'm going to start with oracles. And I have two in here in this grouping. And I don't use oracles too much, but if I did, if I wanted to have oracles with me to play with them and maybe try and combine them with tarot decks a little bit, these are the two I would keep. This is the Arboretum, and it is a fascinating little oracle deck because it comes with stories. These are the backs of the cards. They're small cards. They fit my hands. They're linen cardstock, so I love that. But this creates a whole world of this little woods that these creatures live in, and this magical hare that Hare that lives there, and his adventures and his truths, his things that you find on the oracle cards. The stories in the book are really kind of essential, but they are like fairy tales. They tell you what is going on with each card and what the lesson is, basically, and what the meaning is. You get a lot of information or words about different species, like not normal ones, mythical, fantastical ones, and different words like sestaculus instead of fantastic or fabulous. There are made up words and made up people and made up things in this. And I love it. I love the art. It's beautiful. It's fun. And it tells a story. It isn't just words like love and whatever. Some decks, oracle decks, give you patience, love, whatever. These words tie into a story, and that's why I like this, and could study it kind of endlessly. Here's wisdom, and if you read about wisdom, over the years I've had, and this is the magical hair talking, I've had many magical hair apprentices of my own. Let's see if we can get that. And know that sooner or later each will ask me the same question: what is wisdom? At which point I do exactly as my master did to me. I wait for winter before taking them out to the Winchet Dale to find my old friend Borstov the owl. So I say to them when we find him, now, do you not see what true wisdom is? An owl, they'll more than likely exclaim, convinced they're right. A wise owl with all-seeing eyes and ears that hear the oldest thing. Oidiest, sorry, it's one of those made-up words. The oidiest things. An owl that can glide effortlessly in the twinkling lid or sit motionless on a branch simply waiting to see more wisdom. And here I'll tell them that they're being a clodibus. So it gives you a feeling for the story and the writing. And I don't know what a clodibus is, but there's a parable in there. So that is the Arboretum Oracle, and I would keep it because I think it deserves lots of study and play, and I love it. The other oracle deck that I would keep, which I would keep because of the art, is the Illuminated Earth Oracle. To make the light work with this, it is just a beautiful deck, and there is a tarot coming out from this creator, Claire Mack, that I have, I'm in the Kickstarter for, and I can't wait for that because I just love her art. But, you have these keywords or words, I guess, in oracle decks, are they called keywords, that tell you what it's about. I don't even think there's a book with this. I should double check that, but to me, this is a very sort of intuitive read. You look at the images and, eruption. You decide what eruption means for you, and there is that volcano erupting. Is it a tower card, etc.? There are some cards with people in them, like this one and that one there, and I think they're beautiful. So they're much more literal. The others are more digital collage that evokes something, or has something you can grab onto. But for example, Tempest, which I'm trying to pull out, that kind of says it. You can use your intuition on what that card means for somebody. But it's just gorgeous art. It's not what I kind of consider a lot of oracle decks, sort of hallmark, angel images, whatever. It's really beautiful collage work, digital collage work by this creator. And so I enjoy looking at the art. The words are something to key off of in doing any kind of reading. And so I love it. And that's the Illuminated Earth Oracle. So that would be the second indie deck I would keep. Okay, now we're into tarot. One of my very favorite current decks is the Book of Shadows. And this, in some ways, would be my most RWS clone, although it's not a clone at all. But it has RWS-like images in a very different art style. It's a deck that it's glossy and it's bordered, and these are not always my favorite thing, but it works on this because the colors are so amazing on this. They're so vibrant that the gloss helps with that. And so it's okay by me. They're 400 GSM, I believe, so they're really good cardstock. They're not flimsy, slippery cardstock, even though they're glossy. And the imagery, well, like the Fool, although I don't know if he's about to step off a cliff or not, but you've got all the RWS type things. You've got the flower and the bag, on the stick, and the dog, and the sun, and so forth. But it's in such a fun art style that I really love. And between the colors and the art style, it's just become, and great cardstock, it's just become one of my very favorite new decks. And I would want to take it with me. And again, because it's pretty RWS, doing readings for people with this would not be hard at all. I mean, not just in getting the meanings, but having the imagery to back it up and say, okay, here's someone outside a church in the snow, a beggar. It's a different art style, but it's giving you the magician with the table with things on it, and so forth. So it would serve as my very RWS deck for doing readings for people, but it is so fun. And I have to do a review of this soon. I've been lax. I'm trying to get this into focus. There you go. But yes, this Book of Shadows Tarot, which I absolutely adore, and so I have to take that with me. Wherever I'm going, I hope I'm going on a flight to Paris and, tour of Europe and whatever, and I need 10 indie decks to take with me because someone else is carrying my luggage, right? Okay, so that is one. Now, another indie deck that again, I got pretty recently, and I, again, probably owe you guys a walkthrough of it. But this is the Magical Nature Tarot. And it's made by some people in Massachusetts, the Sync Spirit Collective. And it's all made with kind of natural inks and dyes. And it's also printed on herbiage stock, which is a beautiful, eco-friendly, grassy kind of, I can't tell you the details of it, but it's a wonderful texture. It's lovely. But it's an eco-friendly, not paper, not trees cut down, but grass, which is regenerating itself, kind of thing. I'm misquoting all of this, but anyway, it's eco-friendly, natural dyes, and so forth. And it's original art, and it's beautiful. There's strength. The Lovers is gonna focus for me. The two elephants who mate for life, I believe. The Hermit, there's a little hermit down here with the moon up above. Six of Swords. Again, it's just such an earthy palette, beautiful original art, and some fun different interpretations of things. You know, the pentacles are drawing almost geodes, they look like to me, with these natural inks. The Emperor. Three of Cups. But I think this is just beautiful. And you'll find of the picks that I'm making, the common theme here is the art. Whether it's fun and colorful, or it's earthy and original, you know, art, digital art or hand-done art. That's what I really like. There's our devil. Come on, focus, devil. But yeah, this is a beautiful, beautiful deck, magical nature deck. The Three of Pentacles, you show the three hands joined, working together, rather than a cathedral. So some different imagery going on. A diverse deck, I would say. I'd have to find examples. There's the Tower. There's the World. So, definitely a deck that I would take with me. It's very unique and very beautiful. Okay, the next deck I would definitely take with me has to be the Corte Tarocchi. It's an Il Menaghello deck. It is an antique style deck. It is not an antique deck. It was created more recently. I love the tall card size. It is on art paper, so it is not one I pull out and just shuffle and throw around, because the paper is, you know, could stain, could whatever. But again, it actually reminds me of the Magical Nature Tarot that I just showed you, in this sort of more simplistic, earthy colored art. And it's a pip deck. Again, a more antique style deck. There's the Emperor and Empress, who totally want to come into focus, right, guys? As I said, beautiful art paper, beautiful colors. We actually have a star that isn't naked. What a concept. Doesn't matter, but it's different. And again, the pip decks. You've got Italian, you know, the star, and there's the Nine of Pentacles. Tower of Babel for the tower. But Corte de Tarocchi is absolutely stunning deck. Just beautiful. So that's a keeper. Comes in a beautiful Menaghello box with the wax seal and so forth. Just amazing. Okay. Next is my only Thoth deck here, which is the Ashira Tarot. And it's a small size, which again I like. Yeah. There's our Strength card, which is lust in the Thoth world. It's just really pretty art, and I don't know the Thoth system very well, but if I were only going to keep 10, I'd want to keep one, you know, one antique style pip deck, one Thoth deck, so I could do some studying or have some variety. This is a very almost mandala oriented deck with a lot of the imagery and chakra and various things involved in it. But the Ashira Tarot, and I have a review of that, I'll try and put up a link, is just beautiful and lovely to handle with the small size and the, I think it's a linen texture. That's the backs. So that is the Ashira Tarot. And very portable, which is handy for our, if I could only take 10 decks with me. Okay, got a few more. This is one of my very favorite decks of all time, is the Dream Visions Tarot. And it's beautiful. Sorry, I said Dream Visions, it's Dream Vision. This is the second edition. I loved the first edition. The second edition, though, kind of made everything I wanted the first edition to be come true. It's a smaller card size, taller, which I love tall card sizes. It's got the same great matte cardstock. It's lovely cardstock. It has a beautiful blue gilding to it, matte blue gilding. I don't know if that's called gilding, edging, sorry. And it just, trying to separate them because they are thick matte cards, has such a beautiful colors, very graphic art style that just really pops to me. And I love, for example, this Five of Cups. It just shows sort of the sadness of that person and the cups, and in a very different way, but it totally makes sense. Page of Wands. This won't be everyone's style, but I'm an Aquarius, and to me it's always felt like the ultimate Aquarian deck. It's symbols and colors used to say things. So I think the creator, Emma, did an amazing job on this deck. So that is the Dream Vision Tarot, and one I would have to have with me. Okay, we're getting there. And I know if any of you have watched my channel before, you've probably seen a lot of these. So I hope this isn't too redundant, but you know, your favorites are your favorites. So there you are. Okay, 3 more. The Lily White. I love the Lily White. It's just got beautiful art and interesting interpretations. Yeah, I can't leave that one sitting there because she's looking out at you and you want to see who she is. this would be the Queen of Wands. The court cards are gorgeous. There's a Ten of Swords. Oh, sorry, that's Nine of Swords. So the imagery of a nightmare sort of feeling without someone sitting in a bed. You know, you're just getting some different imagery here, and it's just beautiful watercolor art. Backs are stunning, kind of a gold. There's another Queen, Queen of Cups. There's the Seven of Swords with the hawk, maybe, flying away with the swords that have been stolen. We have the Ten of Pentacles. There's some very pippish pip cards, and there's some that have more going on. But even in this one, you've got the root here and everything growing out of it. It's 10 pentacles altogether. It's totally the meaning of the Ten of Pentacles without just being 10 pentacles in a row. This is the Tower card, which I think is incredible. It's obviously a deer, antelope, something deer, I think, with its horns falling off, you know, so it's, which is natural. It hasn't been hurt, but it's a big change, and it's going to, it seems dramatic at the time. If it were the first time it happened to you as a young deer, you'd probably be like, oh, wait a minute, what happened? But it's natural, and it's part of an evolution, and something else will come next. And I just, you know, that kind of interpretation to me is awesome in a deck. There's the Six of Swords is not a boat, it's a stairway to something new. So I better stop talking about this one because I love this one. Just beautiful colors, artwork, and just some different interpretations of things that I love. So that is the lily white. There is also a lily, is it lily black or lily dark? I'll have to look it up, but I don't have that one. If anyone wants to send it to me, please do. But I will someday buy that one too. It's just kind of a reversed way. It's not just reversed. It's the images are different, but it's a darker version. Okay, Tarot of Oneness. This is one that I would bring because, again, it's got that different take on things that I think is really fun to have and explore. It's from, as if it's your perspective. So the Eight of Wands, it's motion, but you're the one in the car or on the skateboard or whatever you're on, in motion. And the embodiment of pentacles, it has different terms for the court cards. But here's the Five of Wands. You are facing the enemy, basically, something you need to fight with, something you need to be challenged by. But you're standing here looking at them. The Inspiration of Pentacles, I think that's the Queen. I'd have to look this up. Chariot, you're in the boat, and the dolphins are leading you in your boat chariot. So this is just, you know, here's the Hanged Man is perspective. You're in a hot air balloon and you're looking out at other hot air balloons, or you're on Earth looking up. You know, it's your interpretation. Who are you in this picture? Six of Cups. You're looking at old postcards, old pictures, old photos of your youth. So it just, to me, it has endless possibilities, and that's why I would take it. I want decks that I'm going to continue to explore and have fun with, and that's the Tarot of Oneness. Links to all of these will be below. And the last one, not necessarily my favorite, but just here it is in this order, the Avasomnia Tarot, which I just got pretty recently. and that's by Orla Bird. It's, again, it's a Pip-ish deck. And so it gives me, without being like a Marseille deck or something, it gives me that Pip experience where I don't have exact drawings of every situation. The different suits have different creatures for the court cards. Like this is a bird skull, where another suit would have a different creature or image. The Eight of Cups, again, very, very Pippish, very like historic decks, but with a very different spin on it. Beautiful color palette. There's the King of Wands, which is more like a deer, an antelope. Skull. The Moon. Just simple images. If you're up for a simpler deck that lets you fill in the blanks, kind of, this is a very nice one to have. And I do have a review of this, so I'll try and put a link for that here. Beautiful cardstock again. I kind of love great cardstock. So that is the Avasomnia Tarot. So we have had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 with the Ashira. So those are my 10 indie decks that I would go with if I could only have 10. Let me know what you think. Take care. Bye.